Hello, everyone. I'm Noreen, the founder of Inspiring Women Hospitality, and today joining me is Marion. Marion is one of the facilitators at the upcoming Inspire Influence Live in London, and we're here to get to know her better and to understand what influence means to her. So, Marion, please introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm Marion. I'm the VP of Operations for the Hoxton Hotel Group, which is part of Ennismore, the leading global lifestyle hospitality group. I've been in hospitality all my career and worked for the like of Citizen M, La Durée, London and regional property hotels, and Harvey Nichols, just to say a few. Delighted to be here with you all today. I live in London, where I'm based, but I travel the world all the time. And originally from France, but been in the UK for about 20 years now.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that introduction. And Marion, share a few of your career highlights from all these various companies that obviously you've been a part of and had different roles. Certainly a few must stand out for you.
I think to be really frank, I think most of the highlights are always when I see the people around me succeeding and growth. That's always those small but very important and very powerful highlights to me. But if I just basically spot, a few, I would say two moments which were for me pivotal. I think that the first one was when we started extending La Durée. So when I was actually the first person to open a La Durée store internationally, which was in London. And that's the reason why I moved to London. And then when I see now that from four stores, there's 120 stores worldwide and growing, that is something I'm very proud of. And that was quite pivotal for me in my career. And I think that the latest one, which is quite obvious, was with Citizen M when we worked towards the deal with Marriott International. I think it was like not anyone can underestimate what a deal like this and how much work it is in preparations. And that took us a good 12 to 14 months. And as a leadership team, I think it was actually quite a highlight moment for me how we worked together handlessly to make this deal happen, and I'm very proud to see it coming into life today.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing those two experiences. The growth of, I mean, you've been the growth of two different businesses as well. So thank you so much for sharing. So the theme of the event on the 7th of November is about influence. And the way that we're going to be setting up this event is that we're going to have seven roundtables with seven facilitators, and each one of the facilitators will be there to coach and guide and mentor as we go through the various workshops through the day. First half of the day is focusing on how to pitch a business case to your organization, and the second half of the day is about self-advocacy. So how do you pitch yourself? So in each one of these scenarios, influence becomes important. So why is influence then important in the workplace for really anyone?
Yeah, I think influence is everything. And I really when I thought about it, I'm like, influence can be a big word, it can be a scary word, which actually shouldn't be. Everyone influence. Every single person can influence and has the power to influence. So I think that just to make this word in a way of easy to access for everyone. So what I'm trying to say by that is that for me it's all about relationship and how you influence and how you influence when and what you influence and those small moments can have such an important moment for everyone. But it's fundamentally based on relationship and trust, because in doing that, then people can continue and grow and listen and reflect. So influencing can really determine how someone within the organization, whether it's at a higher level or at a base level, that you can really try to get and help someone to become a better person. So I think that everyone does influence. I'm influenced by my team every day. I am influenced by our customers. I'm influenced by my boss. I'm influenced by my husband. So everyone get influenced by everyone. The most important thing is to stay true to yourself and to your values and use those influences and your influence to become better person every day. I think that's how I see
Thank you
influence.
so much for sharing that. And Erica actually had a very similar idea that influence is also connected with relationships, not only with others, but I like how you're saying also the relationship that you have with yourself and the values that you place within yourself. That's also important, particularly as we start talking about self-advocacy in the afternoon of the 7th. And so, my final question, I'd love for you to share a story about influence from your career.
So for me, influence, as I said, it can actually be seen as a quite a scary world, or something that you're not able to do. And funny enough, when I was thinking, a young lady who was the F&B director of the US at Citizen called Natalia said to me at 11 one day, "You're such an influential person. You know how much you influence me." And I'm like, what have I done? I mean, I've done nothing. And she basically said, "No, the way you are, the way you speak, the way you raise people up, the way you bring ideas, basically the way I was." And I'm like, well, actually, if I can influence, then I'm going to use that. So I started to be more involved with young ladies, at Citizen specifically, because that came at that moment, and realized that I could influence. And I said, well, you can influence as well. And this is when, going back to what I said earlier, everyone can influence. Everyone has a voice. Everyone needs to have the courage to basically be, and raise people up, and then that's just a snowball. And it sounds like just to bringing influence as a very approachable word, and that everyone can participate and become again better and
Mhm.
better. So I really think that story helped me realize that, yeah, everyone has a power to influence. It's just to unclick that notion of, oh, I'm not influential. No,
Yeah,
everyone is.
yeah.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
That's
what
wonderful.
happened.
As you were telling that story, it reminded me of one of my own is I remember always being known as the person who spoke up the most for her team, like always advocating for her team. And it's so right. That was my way of having influence on behalf of my team for them to then also progress and them to get noticed, by using my own voice too, to ensure that I'm having a certain level of influence in the direction in which my team is going to grow. So yeah, that was a good reminder. So thank you for sharing your story as well. Well, Marion, thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to spending the day with you on the 7th. And let's see who's going to
Guys,
be lucky enough to have you as their facilitator at their table.
yeah, looking forward to seeing you all. I think it's going to be an amazing event, full of joy and sharings and learnings. And yeah, the first one in
Yes,
London, so it's quite pivotal for you too,
it's
knowing.
exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.